Okay, so I've been watching the transformation video on repeat when Goku goes Super Saiyan 3 for the first time. It's really cathartic, but anyway, let's just jump right into this.
Hey YouTubers, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on these social media platforms. Enjoy the video.
Alright guys, so this is going to be more of a rant video. Not really thought out or just anything, just me talking to the mic. I wanted to say a couple words about YouTube drama and the Dragon Ball community, or any community really, and how we interact with each other. Because I've seen this, I've been a part of this community for a couple years now, and while I'm not like the biggest channel, and I've had my highs and lows, and obviously, you know, I'm still trying to figure out what Dragon Ball means to me in the new era of Dragon Ball Super being gone and the new movie coming out, and what I feel about this franchise as a whole. I still like it, but my thought is I've seen this happen so many times where people go after this person or this person, the community gangs up on one person or another, or it's just a couple of content creators who kind of throw themselves at each other and yell in videos and on Twitter about clickbait and, you know, unethical behavior when it comes to the YouTube algorithm or the way that they approach and talk to their audiences, and they blame each other for unethical acts. And look, I've seen it so many times. It has the exact same trajectory every single time, and I'm just tired of it. As an individual, I've started to tune this out, and the longer I'm on this platform, the more and more I tune it out, and I just don't give two fucking shits about your stupid petty drama and how you feel like you're in the right because they've misinterpreted your words on Twitter, for fuck's sake, or that they've had DMs with other people who talk shit about you behind your back or anything else like that. I've seen this happen every single time, and someone makes a video that's 5, 10, 15, even 40 minutes long, and they think that they can, you know, prove to people that this one-sided argument that they're making proves to everybody and to the person that they're talking about that you're in the wrong and you should, you know, apologize for what you've been doing, or you know, you should change your ways or something else like that. And that's just not the world we live in. I feel like I guess I understand one way of this goes. I'm sorry, my brain's all over the place, and I've been sitting around thinking about this over the last couple days, but I understand because there's money to be had on YouTube, and it's also, you know, if you get enough people against you and you don't stand up for yourself, there is the idea that you can lose a lot of what you loved about your community. You can lose paychecks, you can lose so much. I mean, there's a lot to be lost, and you feel like all your hard work is being attacked and you're not being represented by that person who's talking about you and how you want to approach the situation. And I've had friends in this community who have decided one way or the other to make a video about someone calling them out, and it never really goes well. It's something that really boils their blood, and they go out of their way to try to convince their audience or the audience of the other person that they're in the right, the other person is wrong, and this should all kind of blow away. But the more you kind of stoke that fire, the more people come after you, or the person who originally came after you, you know, will continue to come after you and try to tell you that you're wrong, or try to tell everyone else that you're lying to them, or all this other stuff. And because there's money, because there's reputation, and, you know, for all intents and purposes, internet fame on the line, you will stand up, or people do stand up for themselves. And I just don't give a shit anymore, because it's so petty and it's so ridiculous that these internet fights about fucking Dragon Ball or the Saw community or stuff in American Horror Story, all this other stuff that I cover, even these petty arguments about the film business and what does it mean to say like this one word in your title of an article or something, and how that indicates that everybody is racist. Or so, there's a lot out there. And I understand where people come. I try to understand where people come from, but it's just ridiculous to me. And I feel like it's strange because I don't know one person, either in the Dragon Ball community or any other community that I interact with, I don't know one single person that started their community, that started their passion projects on YouTube or any other outlet on social media or whatnot, that didn't get into this community because of their pure passion for the projects and the stuff that they were covering or talking about, or just, in general had excitement to put themselves out there in a major way. And then these arguments start to get in the way. And you realize, or at least this is what I perceive nowadays, that anybody who gets in these petty arguments, anybody who takes time to make a video and try to prove their point about like why this person is bad or this person is bad or something else like that. And somebody, y'all can come after me, but this is what I got. If you have the time and you care enough to try to save or salvage or make sure that people aren't throwing you under the bus or anything else like that, I feel like at that point, your passion that started you in this realm, whatever it is that your outlet has kind of evolved into, and however big your audience is, I think at that point, once you're allowing yourself to protect that circle and you feel like it's worth, kind of falling down the hole of this internet drama, you've lost that passion. It's no longer about, I love this content or I love this subject matter and I just want to talk about it ad nauseum with the people who are interested in hearing me out. You're now more focused on, and this is just my personal opinion, and it's not calling anybody out. I know a lot of people on both sides, and I've talked to people personally about this, and they've expressed the same kind of, nausea that they have with the content that they once had passion for because of their covering of it and what it means to them financially or just personally, and they do it out of obligation to things other than the passion for what they usually had or originally had for the project. So I just think once you're allowing yourself to fall down that hole and you're doing more damage control and you're allowing yourself to have these internet fights, to me, I'm tuning it out now, because to me that person no longer cares about what it is they're doing. They're more focused on protecting their image, and they're more focused on making sure that nothing brings them down, and that their reputation isn't so scorched that people are going to stop paying attention to them, or they're not willing to fight back, and people are going to lose their passion for watching that person's content or whatever it is, and which I don't think is true. And I feel like you have so much on the line that it becomes super petty, and you feel like you need to protect it because it's more than what you originally started with. But to me, when you get to that point, it kind of proves that you don't care anymore. And I could be wrong here. I mean, like, obviously everyone has their opinions on this. I have had my bickerings with people on social media. Sure, I've never made a video outlining why someone has slandered me, or slandered my image, or that they're lying about who I am or something. I don't even know if anyone has ever tried to call me out in that way. I don't really look it up. I don't care. I have so much going on. And at this point, as I said, Dragon Ball, it's still something, and maybe that's a hypocrite thing. It's like I've kind of lost my passion for Dragon Ball. I'll just admit it here right now. That doesn't make me a hater. I don't feel like that makes me a hater. Like, I can't cover it and not really care about it. I only post things when I have ideas now. I don't have the community that I usually had back when Dragon Ball Super was going on air every single week. It wasn't that camaraderie. A lot of people have moved on and decided that the only way that they can continue to make money and make a living on this platform is by doing other things, and that means that they don't have as much time. And I got my start doing conversations with those people that I built around and became friends with, people who I still consider friends, but we're all busy. I mean, I'm in my last semester of law school. I cannot get time to make videos every single day. I can't devote an entire day's worth of content making for Dragon Ball content, let alone my second channel and keeping up with friends, family, relationships, schoolwork, work, and everything else that I have going on. I completely understand that. But at this point, when I don't have those people I can rely on 24/7, no matter when you need me, I'm going to be here, and we're going to sit down and we're going to record a ton of videos and topics that we have a lot of passion for and a lot of excitement to talk about, which was the vast majority of my content. That stuff is what made me passionate and why I kept going. Now I'm in the process, as I've talked about in previous videos, I'm in the process of trying to reinterpret my passion and the way that I approach this franchise in a way that's more adherent to what my second channel is, where it's just me talking about a lot of other topics, normally by myself and not really discussion based, because that's the way I'm going to continue forward. And I'm starting to find my footing with Dragon Ball, so that's why I'm talking about this. It's not because I'm a hater and how I haven't lost my entire passion for this franchise. I'm not simply doing this for the money. I don't make money on this platform anymore, or really ever. I made a little bit, and you guys, if you've been around long enough, you realize when I was making money, I was doing giveaways, and I was pretty much giving almost all of it back, or at least a large portion of it back, to anyone who was willing to listen to me or interact with me. You can ask people. I know a couple people who would definitely remember that, and I'm not sure how long you've been around, so I'm sorry I don't have I don't make the money on here enough to justify doing any more giveaways. I wish that we were making, I wish that, we would continue to keep growing and my passion would come back and I can do things that I would really like to do, and we could build that up and I can keep giving away stuff because I love being on here, and it's not about money for me. It's not about this, that, or the other. And even though I get like a little hot-headed from time to time, I'm not going to start an all-out war. I'm not going to create drama or stoke drama where there is some, just to simply gain recognition in a community and bring people to my side because I'm going to convince you that I'm right and this person is wrong. That's another thing. I feel like it's always just trying to stoke the flames in order to gain recognition one way or the other, and protecting your image because you feel like there's more on the line than simply your passion. And if that's your prerogative, if that's your business, that's totally fine. I feel sorry for you if that is, not because of your work ethic or anything else like that. I feel like having a YouTube channel for a very long time, it's hard and it requires a lot of forethought, a lot of preparation, a lot of work, and a lot of evolution on your part to stay relevant and make sure people continually want to watch and dedicate time to you. So hats off to you. But just because that's the case, just because you might make money on that, doesn't mean you work harder than everyone else. Doesn't mean that you're allowed, that you've earned as much as someone who hasn't had the same audience or doesn't get the same chances on this platform. It's all luck. It's all hard work. It's all luck. It's a lot of different things coming together and just hitting off one way or another. But once you allow yourself to get into these little petty arguments, even if it's just one time, at that time, as long as you're allowing yourself to stoke that fire, to me, and I've said this to people, they moved on from it and they found their passion again. And at the time when they were having those arguments, they didn't have passion. They were protecting more of an image, more of a paycheck, more of this, that, or the other, but they didn't have the passion, and they were stoking that fire in order to protect themselves, which might have drawn attention to them, but that's not what you want. I don't think that's what anybody wants when they decide to do a YouTube channel and when they decide to grow this. They're not looking for drama. At least various people aren't. I mean, I'm sure there are some, but most aren't. And then they get recognition, they put the hard work in, they get lucky,
and then they feel like there's something a little bit more protecting than just simply their passion or what it is that they cover or the stuff that they try to put out there. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. I know this was a real long rambly video, and I hope you got something out of it. I don't really know. I'm gonna do a couple of these videos on this channel just because, you know, I like having something to post, and I've been part of the Dragon Ball community for a pretty long time, and I see this happening. It happens every couple months. I mean, it's like every 2 months this happens for people I know and people I don't know, and I start learning about people that I had no idea even existed because they're fighting or feuding with someone other than, you know, for no real reason, because this person said this, and then they attack their family, and then all this other. It's just like, it's a cycle, and it's, at this point, it's just so exhausting. I want to stop paying attention to it, and I feel like everyone else should as well. Don't give the people who have made this decision any recognition, any watch time. Don't subscribe to them, at least at that moment. You know, let it pass, because they're going to understand what it is that they're fighting about, move on, stop the petty feuds, and get back to like what's really important to them and what they're passionate about. Always happens every single time, 100%. Very few people make it their business to continue fighting the entire time they're on YouTube. And if they do, don't give those people recognition anyway. So, yeah, not talking about anybody here. I'm really not. I just feel like something that needed to be said, because at this point, the last straw is broken, and I thought I had to sit there and take time to talk about it. Anyway, hope everyone is having a fantastic day. It's been real.